Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy, close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this
Did
hearing.
you say it?
I do not have those words in front of me. I probably said something along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said it.
relevance of
Here
that
it
to
is,
this
big as
hearing?
Dallas, right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me like your favorite feeling is anger.
Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to Signal 76, where we stand guard for liberty and expose those who threaten our constitutional republic. Today, we're diving into a shocking congressional hearing that reveals exactly how the radical left thinks about you, your rights, and our sacred institutions. Before we jump in, if you're tired of the elite's constant attacks on our freedoms and want the unfiltered truth, hit that subscribe button right now, smash that like button, and turn on notifications. Trust me, Patriots, you'll want to watch this entire video because I'm about to show you exactly how those who teach our next generation of lawyers truly feel about our Supreme Court and the American people.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize for having to miss the testimony of some of you, and I appreciate you coming today. Professor Franks, let me ask you, I listened to your and Ms. Hemingway's testimony and Professor Turley's, so I got part of it. As I understand it, your position, Professor Franks, is that I think you used the word myth. It is a myth that the Biden administration used government to compel speech, private speech, but that the Trump administration is doing that. Is that a fair characterization?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Do you think perhaps you're allowing your personal political beliefs to affect your objectivity here?
No, I do not. What is guiding my answers here is that I'm looking to see what the Supreme Court has said. You notice that in the testimony about the censorship industrial complex.
I got that part.
No, I just want to clarify.
No, but I've only got 5 minutes. Your answer is no, as I appreciate it. Let me ask you a couple questions. You wrote a law review article in December of 2023 for the New York University Law Review, and it was about the two cases, Bruin, Supreme Court case, and Dobbs. Remember that article?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In this article, you said, I'm going to quote your words, "Taken together, these two cases demonstrate that the Supreme Court has embraced the use of the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy," end quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say, quote, "When the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, quote, "by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court," referring to the current United States Supreme Court, "has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well," close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay. In November of 2024, you tweet, don't you?
I'm not sure what the current terminology is for it, but yes, I am sometimes on the social platform that was formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, you're on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question is.
let me show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet, here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m., quote, "The majority of Americans hate women the majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy, close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this
Did you
hearing.
say it?
I do not have those words in front of me. I probably said something along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said
relevance
it.
of
Here
that
it
to
is,
this
big as
hearing?
Dallas, right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me like your favorite feeling is anger. Let me ask you this. You issued another tweet. This was in May of 2022. You've just been tweeting up a storm. You said, quote, "There's a reason why the conservative-dominated Supreme Court thinks the Constitution does not contain a right to an abortion, but is convinced that it contains an individual right to possess firearms. And that reason is white male supremacy," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
Is there a question in this?
Did I read that correctly? That's
Is there
my
a question that is relevant to this hearing?
Did I read that correctly? Do you really think that the United States Supreme Court, you're an officer of the court, is guided by white male supremacy?
I believe that the First Amendment prohibits the president
Did you
and other
say
state
that?
officials for punishing people for
Did
their
you honestly say that, Professor?
I
And you
believe
expect us,
that the First
as a
Amendment-
Democratic witness, to take you seriously? Are you kidding me?
I believe that you should take
You
the First
heard of
Amendment
curb your
seriously, sir.
enthusiasm? Here's my saying, curb my nausea.
I
Thank you.
believe that you should
The
take
time
the First
has
Amendment
expired. Thank
seriously.
you. Senator Durbin.
People. What happened in the Senate hearing is nothing short of extraordinary. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana, one of the few voices of reason left in Washington, confronted a liberal law professor named Marion Franks, who had the audacity to claim that the Biden administration never censored Americans while somehow claiming Trump did. When Kennedy pressed her on whether her political beliefs affected her objectivity, she denied it completely. But what happened next exposes everything. Kennedy brilliantly revealed Professor Franks' own shocking words from her academic writings and social media. This isn't just liberal bias, patriots. This is outright contempt for our institutions and for you. Listen to what this law professor, someone teaching future judges and lawmakers, actually wrote about our Supreme Court, that it has embraced the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy and openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill. She even called our Constitution, the document countless Americans have died defending, a homicide pact. Let that sink in, my friends. This isn't some random activist on a street corner. This is someone shaping young legal minds at a prestigious university, testifying before Congress as an expert witness. But it gets worse. When confronted with her own tweet claiming the majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy, she repeatedly dodged the question and asked about its relevance. The relevance? It shows the utter contempt these elitists have for everyday Americans. For you, for your values, for your voice. This professor even claimed that our Supreme Court's defense of our Second Amendment rights is based on white male supremacy. When called out on this outrageous statement, did she defend her position? No. She tried to hide behind the First Amendment, the very freedom she seemed so quick to deny others. Patriots, this is the fight of our generation. When Senator Kennedy said curb my nausea, he spoke for millions of Americans who are sick and tired of being lectured by those who despise our history, our values, and our very way of life. This hearing pulls back the curtain on what the liberal elite truly believes about you and your constitutional rights. They don't see the Second Amendment as your God-given right to defend yourself and your family. They see it as white supremacy. They don't see the Constitution as a foundation of American freedom. They see it as a homicide pact. And most shockingly, they believe, in their own words, that the majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy. This is how they view your friends, your family, your community, and you. Make no mistake, this ideology has infected our universities, our media, our government agencies, and even our courts. It's why they want to silence conservative voices online. It's why they target political opponents. It's why they're desperate to disarm law-abiding citizens. But here's the good news. When exposed to the light of day, as Senator Kennedy so masterfully did, these radical ideas crumble. The American people are waking up. They're seeing through the deception, and they're fighting back. That's why we at Signal 76 commit to bringing you the truth that the mainstream media tries to hide. We're shining a light on those who would undermine our Constitution while claiming to defend it. Patriots, this is a call to action. Share this video with everyone you know. Let them see for themselves how those in power truly view the American people. Comment below with your thoughts on this shocking testimony. Sign up for our newsletter on our website to stay informed about threats to our republic. Remember, they want you silent. They want you divided. They want you to believe you're alone. But you're not. We are millions strong, and we're growing stronger every day. This is a critical moment for our republic. Will we allow those who despise our values to rewrite our Constitution and strip away our rights? Or will we stand firm in defense of liberty? I know where I stand. I know where you stand. And I know that together, we will preserve this great nation for generations to come. This is Signal 76, standing guard for American liberty. Until next time, patriots, stay vigilant, stay united, and never surrender your God-given rights.